It is, of course, Mental Health Awareness Day. We're hoping to have a wee chat about that very shortly. If you've any thoughts on it yourself, do give us a call, 077 66 105 105. On that point, actually, a new study suggesting that carrying out everyday tasks could be the best way to beat your stress. A quarter of the 2,000 people surveyed in a nationwide poll said they found vacuuming, believe it or not, to be the most calming, while 18% said tinkering under the car bonnet could be beneficial. Some 31% said they found chopping herbs relaxing, and the same number said they liked watering plants, while 28% actually enjoyed hanging out the washing. I didn't write this, I'm only reading it. Unsurprisingly, the most popular activity to ease stress was making a cup of tea or coffee. That was chosen by 49% of those questioned. On average, people have 10 moments of relaxation a day, but money, work, family and health are the areas of life that cause the most stress. What do you think? Would you agree with any of those things? Well, if someone might be able to tell me a little bit more, Dr. Johnny Bloomfield is on the line. A very good morning to you.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm very well indeed. So we're talking here about things that help us to de-stress on Mental Health Awareness Day. I believe you might have something about 5 ways to well-being. Would that be true?
Yes, you're absolutely spot on. Today is World Mental Health Day, and interestingly, over the last number of years, the focus has been on awareness and breaking through stigma. There's a noticeable change this year. It's all about taking action. It's the encouragement is let's do something. Let's stop necessarily talking about it. Let's see some action. So I'm going to go through some options here that are supported all around the world in terms of helping us with our mental and emotional states. It's quite sad to know that Northern Ireland has the highest rates of poor mental health all across the 4 UK countries, and mental health problems are the single largest cause of ill health and disability in our country. And 1 in 5 adults here has experienced a mental health problem. So, it is highly prevalent in our society, unfortunately. So I think today's a brilliant opportunity for all of us to take a moment to think of ourselves and to think of others. So let me crack through these 5 ways that you've just mentioned. So this is a framework developed by a body called New Economics Foundation. They formed these back in October 2008. So it's based on extensive research, and it's designed specifically to promote our mental and emotional our well-being. So the 5 are connection or connect with others. Be active, something that I'm always strong on in terms of our Tuesday mornings with Frank. Taking notice, keeping learning, and give. So connect, be active, take notice, give, and keep learning. So there's opportunities throughout all those 5 that can help us. But its evidence strongly indicates that people who can practice all of these 5 steps have the highest level of well-being regardless of their circumstances. So doing one is great. Trying to see if you can do all of them. Not necessarily at the same time, but over building into your daily life, then it's going to help.
I think the thing is, all of those I think are great suggestions, and I would concur with what you're saying about staying physically active. I enjoy running, and that always sort of lifts me after I've come back from a run. But one of the things that someone might point out to you is, particularly if someone's say depressed and they're just not feeling the best, trying to motivate themselves to do those things can be very difficult. It's one thing to say connect with other people. If you're not feeling up to it, you might not be up to even just talking to other people or going out for a walk or for a run. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but don't forget there are others there. In terms of depression, we talk about behavioural activation. So taking steps to do things that are positive for you is a real frontline treatment for that. So connection might not be, you might not be feeling like talking to others, but it is a good thing. It is a good thing to do. You might not feel like going out the front door, but again, it is going to be incredibly beneficial for you. But what about just simply taking notice? How are you feeling? Raising your self-awareness about the different senses that you have, but one of most renowned ways to buffer stress is self-development, keep learning, progression. So that might be simply sitting down reading a book. It might be a book that is on a topic that you're interested in. It might be taking a course. It's so easy to take courses these days, online courses or in-person courses, or learning something new like a language or an instrument. It was very prevalent when we were at the lockdown. Everyone started taking up Italian and so on, didn't they? But in our house we got our young daughter a piano, and all of us have worked our way into spending 10 minutes or so every 2 or 3 times a week into the piano, and that's just so brilliant to escape from the pace of life into another little world. So it's learning's fantastic.
Yeah, learning new things, and as you say, learning the piano. Although you can imagine sometimes if someone decided to take up playing the banjo, that might increase your stress.
or the drums for your neighbours.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
certainly. It's careful selection, of course.
Indeed. And I mean, one of the things, we're all very much aware of this as well. The message goes out very frequently. If you're feeling down, there's a crossover point. You can feel down, and then that can cross into depression as well. But if you're not feeling the best, reach out and talk to someone, tell someone about it, whether it's your doctor, whether it's just another person. But that's one thing to say, but blokes, particularly in this part of the world, they tend not to reach out. They tend not to talk about their problems. Isn't that the case?
Yeah, I mean, that's maybe why some of our statistics are quite as high as they are. Unfortunately, men have they react a little slowly to reaching out for help, which is unfortunate. I think it's improving, but we do have men's clubs, men's sheds. Sports teams, very, very, very helpful for getting people. But this is all in connection, whether you're connecting with a friend, a family member, a work colleague, or a doctor, or a health professional. It's all reaching out for a connection there. And, it's definitely one of those 5 ways. Another really strong one is giving. Now, we're talking about people maybe who are suffering. If you're not suffering with mental health, if you're fortunate enough not to have it, benefit others by improving your own, by giving to us, do random acts of kindness. Sometimes you'll see a few coins taped to a parking meter, or you might find that you want to pay for the coffee of the person ahead of you in the queue, or just holding a door open for someone, or leaving a note, like a love note, or a compliment to someone. Then that's really good. But volunteer your time and your talent where it's possible. Help a friend, help a neighbour, help a local organisation. Get involved in something local that's helpful. Give of yourself what you can to help others. That's research has shown that if you can do this, then a major study it found these positive effects linked to an extended lifespan of 7.5 years if you can practice these 5 ways to well-being. So
they sound like great ideas, and that one you're just talking about there, of just reaching out and helping other people. I sort of, maybe this is just my age, but I can remember whenever I was a kid, the neighbours used to be much more interactive in those days. They would help out, they would maybe keep an eye on kids, or grab a wee bit of shopping for you if they're up the top. That doesn't seem to happen as much now, or maybe it's just me getting older, and I'm just a bit more cynical.
Oh, well, I think that's one of Northern Ireland's strengths is our community, to be fair. We've a couple of elderly neighbours in and around where we live, and we're always keeping an eye on this. Like I put the bins out for them, or knock the door if we're depending what sort of meal we're having. If we've got extra, we'll knock the door and say, you okay for a meal tonight? Do you want to come round, or do you want us to bring it round to you? So, I think we were very neighbourly whenever we went into lockdown. Let's not forget all those acts of kindness that we were doing back then. Let's keep that going all across the country. Today's a great day to help remind people about that and help not just think about yourself, but think of others. There's a great line C.S. Lewis was like, don't think less of yourself, but try to think of yourself a little less. And I think that's a great mantra, a great way of thinking.
That is indeed, on a good note to finish on. Dr. Johnny Bloomfield, those 5 steps to well-being, thank you very much for sharing them with us this morning. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
There you are. What do you think? Those steps appropriate for you? Maybe you've got other ideas, other ways of reaching out to people or helping yourself. Do let us know. 077 66 105 105. We were talking about whether or not you're a cat person earlier on. There's Davy Bond in Dollingstown has sent us a wee photograph of Tom and Jero, 2 little cats, years old, believe it or not, found in a bin on Castlereagh Road with their mother. They'd had them from kittens. They're great company. We've adopted them now. There you go. 077 66 105 105. Do get in touch if you want to talk about anything we've been discussing.